Alright, recording now. Hopefully this works. Alright, I have posted this on Classroom, kind of a blank sheet. We're going to do a crystal identification. You're going to go and you're going to click this link that I have posted here, and it will bring you to a page that looks like this. Once you get to this page, read through it. It talks about minerals, talks about physical properties, which we've already talked about. Kind of talks about the ways that we can identify, which we have talked about that too. And then down here is a list of minerals that have some identification properties next to them. And so the whole point of this assignment is we're going to go through, and if you look here at the bottom, 1 through 20, you're going to start clicking, and we'll go with 1. It'll bring this up. I do recommend that you have like this page open on one tab, and then on another tab you have this page. So this right here is going to be, we're going to start at the very beginning, and the first thing we're going to figure out is color. And like we talked about in class, like we don't identify by color normally, but this one is just going to be an added property. So on this one, I would say it looks pretty white to me. The next thing is streak. So if you look right here, there's something called streak test. You're going to click that. It says the powdered sample is white. So I'm going to go over here, click white. Cleavage, there's a cleavage fracture test. It says breaking the sample resulted in 1 cleavage direction and an irregular fracture. So I'm going to say 1 cleavage, and then I'm also going to come over here and just say irregular fracture. Next says crystal form. Can we see any kind of crystal form within this sample? I'm going to say not present. I can't really see anything. Just looks like a chunk, and that's not what we're looking at here. Hardness tests. The way the hardness test works is you're going to start at 1 and you're just going to work your way up. It says it wasn't scratched, so we're going to keep going. Still not scratched. It was scratched at 3. So the hardness is actually going to be labeled as a 2. All right. Is it metallic or non-metallic? That is definitely non-metallic. And then there's these other tests that you'll do. So hydrochloric acid test. Did not react, so we don't need to click that. Is it magnetic? Not magnetic, so we don't need to click that. And then does it taste salty? No discernible taste, so we're just going to say NA there. Now that we have all these properties that we've identified, we're going to go down here to this bottom table, and we're going to identify the mineral that we're working with. This is why I had said to keep the other tab open. That way you can go ahead and just switch over here. And now that we've looked through everything and we see all of these other different things, I'm going to go down and read through. And since I've done this before, I know what I'm working with here, but I'm just going to go read through all these. Gypsum says hardness of 2 and can be scratched with a fingernail. So there's not much there for gypsum, but a hardness of 2 does match what we're talking about. Whereas all these other ones, green in color, black in color, hardness of 3, hardness of 9, none of those work with what we're dealing with so far. So we're going to go with the very first one, hardness of 2. We're going to go over here. We're going to click gypsum, and then you're going to say grade identification. It says congrats, physical properties mineral were correctly identified. Once you have that screen, you're going to go back over to, sorry guys, this one, and you're going to type in gypsum for number 1. So I just gave you number 1. After that, just work through the rest of the 20 of them, and then you will turn this paper in. If you guys have questions, I will try to answer them whenever I come back. I'm still very sick, so just shoot me an email, and then I'll get back with you as soon as I can.